Now at 5, Joplin police say last week's fire at the old Carnegie Library building was set intentionally. We'll have the latest on the investigation. Plus, efforts to make a local community garden more accessible. And President Biden touts a special finance assistance program from the American Rescue Plan.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin Fire Department says last week's fire at the old Carnegie Library building was set intentionally. This is KOAM News at 5. Authorities say the fire started around 5 in the morning on June 30th. The building has significant damage in the basement, along with fire and smoke damage to the upper 3 floors. Now investigators have determined it was arson. JPD released these surveillance images of the suspect on a bike. They are asking for the public's help to identify this person. Now, Doug Hitty joins us.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another hot one for us today. Excessive heat warnings in effect once again for the rest of today into tomorrow. We'll see what happens on Friday. On the Kansas and Missouri side, then heat advisories in effect in Oklahoma and also parts of Arkansas. But besides that, not a whole bunch going on. We have pretty much partly to mostly clear skies. Line of thunderstorms out across central and western parts of Kansas down through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Some of these may skirt into our northwestern counties later on tonight. Most of you will stay dry. Look at the temps. Upper 90s to about 100, 101 degrees. Then you factor in the humidity, heat indices about 105, 106 across the region. Through the evening hours, we drop back through the 90s into the 80s. How long will the heat stick around? We'll look at that here in just a bit.
A local organization is making it easier for people with disabilities to work on their green thumb. The On My Own Incorporated in Miami, Missouri hosts a weekly gardening class tailored to be accessible for everyone. The flower beds are lower so people in wheelchairs have an easier time reaching them. While learning about plants, the participants also learn social skills and how to become more independent.
Garden is a great way to improve your health. And it's not just by eating healthy foods, it is just really good for your mental health and your physical health to be outside in the green and to put your hands in the dirt. So it's very therapeutic and I highly recommend it.
On My Own offers other classes that teach household and independent living skills. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office celebrates the retirement of a fellow officer. K9 Holly started her career in 2015. Over the past 8 years, she has been deployed 665 times, making 183 arrests and locating more than 240 of illegal narcotics. Along with all of her hard work, she had conducted numerous public demonstrations. Holly will enjoy her retirement and remain with her handler, Corporal George Datum.
People might give us a hard time, but when the dog comes out, they know it's business because the dogs don't play, but they do listen to their handlers, but they mean business and that's their job and they know that.
Holly's full name is Doc Holliday Von Raleigh Molly. She's retiring at the age of 9 after serving 8 years on the force. A key member of the Trump administration has reached a deal to sit for the January 6th committee. According to 2 sources, former White House counsel Pat Cipollone has agreed to appear under subpoena for a transcribed interview. It's scheduled to take place behind closed doors on Friday. Numerous officials say Cipollone helped prevent then President Donald Trump from taking actions considered legally questionable around the time of the 2020 presidential election. President Biden traveled to a key state in this year's battle to win the U.S. Senate. He went to Ohio to tout a special financial assistance program to save retirement benefits for millions of retirees. More than 200 multi-employer pensions were on pace to become insolvent because of the 2018 economic crisis. With the latest move, the administration now projects those pension plans can stay solvent through 2051. Reporter Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
At a Cleveland, Ohio high school, President Biden promoted a plan to protect multi-employer pensions which cover union employees who work at multiple companies.
With today's actions, millions of workers will have the dignified retirement they earned and they deserve.
Under the American Rescue Plan, the pension plans can apply for billions of dollars in financial assistance. The administration says the program will restore benefits to thousands of workers and avert pension cuts for millions of retirees over the next 3 decades. The president's trip was also an opportunity for him to share his economic message with blue-collar voters in a state he lost in 2020.
We made incredible progress on the economy from where we were a year and a half ago. We got a long way to go because of inflation. Now I'm fighting like hell to lower costs on things that you talk about around your kitchen table.
The Democrats are hoping to gain a U.S. Senate seat in Ohio, with incumbent Republican Senator Rob Portman not running for re-election this year.
There's a real choice in the Senate race.
The opportunities in this state depend on us fighting and winning.
Recent CBS News polls show growing pessimism among Americans over the economy. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Several congressional Democrats from Ohio attended the president's Cleveland event, though Congressman and U.S. Senate candidate Tim Ryan was not one of them. In his statement, local Republican Party officials called out those Democrats who did not appear and blamed President Biden for inflation. The Endangered Species Act has been restored. A federal judge in California has overturned the Trump-era rules that changed how the government qualified species for federal protections. The 2019 policies were seen as a way to make it easier for fossil fuel companies to drill or mine. The Department of Interior is now reviewing the decision. Still ahead, the latest report from the Labor Department.
Good news for job seekers. A new report shows U.S. businesses still need plenty of workers. I'm Dan Lieberman, and I'll have a look inside the numbers.
And next in Health Watch, how a hospital is using fine art to help patients battling cancer. Topping today's Health Watch, doctors are warning about taking too much vitamin D. In the journal BMJ, researchers discuss a middle-aged man taking 7 times the recommended level who was hospitalized with severe kidney issues triggered by high calcium levels in the blood. The authors say people may not realize it is possible to overdose on vitamin D and caution these cases are on the rise. Another study in BMJ highlights the benefits of water births for mothers and child. Researchers took a look at more than 30 studies between 2000 and 2021 and found women who used a birthing pool to deliver their babies required fewer medical interventions compared to those who received standard care. They say art is in the eye of the beholder, but at the new Fine Art Museum in Detroit, the audience is a group you might not expect. Patients receiving treatment for cancer. Reporter Bradley Blackburn has more on how fine art is changing their hospital experience and may even help heal them.
If you just focus on the walls or what's hanging from the ceiling, you might not realize this art is in the middle of a hospital. At Detroit's Henry Ford Health Cancer Institute, a new state-of-the-art facility has an art gallery, and along with doctors and nurses, a chief art curator.
I never expected that would lead me to healthcare. You know, if I'm being honest, it was a surprise.
Megan Winkle worked at some of Detroit's finest museums and galleries before helping build this collection. She says research shows art can reduce anxiety and promote better health outcomes.
These are people who are coming to us at a very difficult time in their lives.
You go there every single day for chemo or radiation. So I would purposely take different ways to go see the art.
Nicole Key was diagnosed with stage 3 metastatic breast cancer in 2020. She spoke with us from the art classroom where she teaches kindergarten through 8th grade about the value of the art at the Cancer Institute.
Chemo takes so much out of you, but this art puts something in.
Yes. When you are there for those few minutes and seeing that artwork, it takes you to a different place.
Many of the artists have a personal connection to cancer. Susan Goethel Campbell's art is in museums and private collections, but the work she made for the Cancer Pavilion is special. Her late husband died of the disease.
To have this joy on the walls, on the floor, with their sculptures, it really lifts you out of your current world. It gives you a little reprieve.
Fine art for the enjoyment of patients and their caretakers in an unexpected place. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Henry Ford Health hopes to expand the ART program to other facilities, and they say they have been approached by hospitals around the country who want to learn more about how they are using ART. That's a look at today's top health stories. A little later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we got an animal fun fact about pigeons.
The heat sticks around, but what about rain chances? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be another smoking hot day for us again today. Third day this summer, we've hit 100 degrees. Sixth day that we've hit 98 or greater. So quite a bit of heat over the past several weeks. Quite a bit of sunshine, fairly dry. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, excessive heat warnings continue. This is due to the high heat and the high humidity combined. Kansas, Oklahoma, heat advisories, Kansas and Missouri, heat advisories, Oklahoma, also parts of Arkansas. In fact, look at our temps. 100 in Joplin, 101 Chautauqua, Parsons, Independence, 102 in Nowata. The cool spots into the upper 90s. Our humidity is high when our dew points get upper 60s to lower 70s in the summer. That's not good. That puts us in that muggy to soupy range. And this is what we're going to still see for the next couple days. So that puts heat indices, most of us 105 pushing 110 throughout the afternoon. Still outside for us right now. Currently at 100 at the airport. Relative humidity is at 35%. Heat index 106 through the evening hours. Quick slide through the 90s, 80s, but we only bottom out near 80 degrees for an overnight low. Not a whole bunch going on upstairs, just a few little clouds across the region. But we do have some showers. We have some thunderstorms out across western Kansas down through Oklahoma and Texas. Some of these may skirt into our northwestern counties late tonight, but most of you will stay dry. You can see kind of a hole here across the south central parts of the plains, still due to this big dome of high pressure, which will start to break down a little bit by the time we head toward the weekend. That's going to help us out briefly with our temperatures. All right, watch the storms tonight. Here's midnight. A few of these may glance our northwestern counties. Most of us stay dry. We will get at least some clouds from them. A few morning scattered thunderstorms in our northern counties. Everybody else heats up real quickly, back above 100 degrees once again tomorrow afternoon. Here's your forecast. 79 to start, 97 by noon. Isolated thunderstorm during the afternoon. High temp 103. Southerly winds, again, light breeze, 5 to about 15. Tomorrow night, thunderstorms again, mainly to our north. Could affect our northern counties. We may get a few spotty thunderstorms in here. Anything that does develop is not going to be widespread. We have not received a widespread rain for about a month, so we kind of need it. And then again, right around 100 degrees once we get into Friday afternoon. But Friday afternoon, we get a cold front that sinks in, and that's going to help our temperatures out just a little bit by the time we head into the weekend. Heat indices near 110 again tomorrow. Heat indices about 105 by the time we head into Friday afternoon. 103 tomorrow, 102 on Friday. A cool, chilly 95 degrees on Saturday, 98 Sunday, back to 102 on Monday. A little bit cooler next Tuesday and Wednesday, but every day is above 90 degrees, which means every day is a hot one, which is not fun.
Yeah, that 103, that is not pleasant at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Coming up, why the FDA is putting a temporary stay on its order to ban jewel products. But first, we honor a local veteran, Sergeant Archie Sparky Brewer. The Carthage, Missouri native served during World War II in the United States Army Corps. We thank you, Sergeant Archie Sparky Brewer, our four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, a new report from the Labor Department shows the demand for workers remains high. Reporter Dan Lieberman has the details.
Wynn is co-founder of the startup food delivery service Pastel, and finding workers has been a struggle.
Last year we posted a job opening and we got 0 people.
But that changed when she recently posted new positions.
People are starting to actually write in about job openings.
A new report from the Labor Department shows there are 11.3 million job openings, down slightly from the previous month, but still near record levels.
What does the slight drop in job openings tell us about the job market right now?
It is true that job openings fell on this latest snapshot, but the key is that the job market remains remarkably stable.
Mark Hamrick is the senior economic analyst at Bankrate.com. The new data shows demand for professional workers dropped a little, but many other industries continue to ramp up hiring.
More than 11 million job openings in this country. As of last count, there were only 6 million officially unemployed.
The report also shows a near record 4.3 million people quit their jobs in May, with many leaving their job for a better one.
People tend to quit jobs when they have a high degree of confidence about their ability to get a job.
That confidence comes even as the stock market shows signs of uncertainty and as interest rates continue to climb. Many economists are predicting a looming recession, but those fears don't seem to be having a major impact on the job market for now. Dan Lieberman, CBS News, New York.
Economists will get more data about the employment market this Friday. That's when the government shows how many jobs were added last month. American drivers are getting a bit of a break at the pumps this week. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is down 8 cents from last week to $4.80. Analysts say that's due to lower demand right now. That could change soon, however, as July is usually the busiest month during the summer driving season. The FDA has issued a stay of an order requiring Juul Labs to pull its products off the market in the U.S. The move is temporary. The agency said in a statement it decided, quote, there are scientific issues unique to the Juul application that warrant additional review, end quote. In 2020, the FDA requested that manufacturers of e-cigarette products to submit applications to keep products on the market. As some home prices continue to rise across the United States, the mortgage debt spiked too, and millennials seem to be paying more on their mortgage than most Americans. The average millennial owes 11% more on their mortgage than the average homeowner. According to an Experian report, the average mortgage owed by a millennial is just over $255,000. Our Pet Vet on Call next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we'll hear from the lead investigators of the Illinois mass shooting. Then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on efforts to make an area community garden more handicap accessible. Plus, details on funding a street scrapping project in Joplin aimed at fixing sidewalks. And then, the push in Oklahoma to legalize marijuana for recreational use. Stay with us on the CBS Evening News and the KOAM News at 6. Every species has its own unique quirks, some of which are surprising. Today, our Pet Vet on Call has a fun fact about pigeons.
Pigeons are an annoying pest, but they are really quite a fascinating animal. They are one of the very few species that co-parent their young. They take actually shifts sitting on the nests until the babies are born, and then they both go out and get food and feed the babies. Pigeons are also one of the few animals that mate for life. It's a lot more than a lot of us can say.
We invite questions from anyone. If you have one, just send it to petvet@koamnewsnow.com. Dr. Ava Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. Now let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen this 3 to 5 year old male Labrador Retriever named Hoss. The shelter says he walks well on a leash. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we have a domestic short-haired kitten. And for my Pokemon fans, you'll like this one, named Bulbasaur. If you're looking for a pet, why not check it out at your local Humane Society?
Bulbasaur.
Yes.
I'm not a Pokemon person, so I wouldn't know. All right, heat sticks around next few days, 103 again tomorrow. 102 on Friday. We could get a few isolated thunderstorms as we go through the overnight hours Thursday night and Friday night. Hair cooler, less humidity by the weekend, which is good. Right back up there on Monday. Another chance for rain by next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here for the KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's have a great evening, 4 States.